Well, as you know, I'm no expert on neuroscience, I'm no child psychologist, but here's something that I believe to be true. When we're available for the feelings and emotions of our children, we teach them compassion towards their own feelings. We teach them how to be empathetic to others. We teach them that going through life, their loved ones will and should be interested in their feelings and be there to support them. So it sets quite a high standard for them going through life to expect that their feelings, opinions will be listened to and not dismissed or overridden by others. On the other hand, if we lack tolerance for our children's emotions, if we send them to their rooms every time they have a tantrum, or we leave them to cry on their own in the evening, going to bed, or at any other interval in the day, I worry that we are sending that message that we can't cope with their feelings. Their feelings are too much for us. And if they're too expressive in their emotions, that it's going to push loved ones away. And that then becomes the inner voice for them growing up later on, to expect that if I've got big emotions, I need to hold them into myself. Otherwise, this person's going to leave me or my friends aren't going to like me. And when I'm supporting families with sleep and I get into conversations with these lovely parents who are grappling with raising their babies and their toddlers, we often find ourselves in conversations about the type of parents that they imagine they will become and that they want to be. And many of them were raised in households where there was no tolerance for emotions, for feelings, and that emotions that were deemed negative received negative consequences. So as long as they were happy and compliant, everything was fine and dandy. But the minute they were having a hard time with something, parents often turned away. And so I often find myself in conversations about how parents feel when their children are having a tantrum or they're having big feelings, or in context of my work, if somebody perhaps wants to, I don't know, move away from rocking their child to sleep and they're just suggesting that their baby lies down with them to go to sleep instead of all the rocking and the bouncing. And that child has opinions on it. Many parents feel like they've just got to make the crying stop, almost as though crying is a feedback on their parenting. And I often point out to them that when we make changes with children, it's absolutely valid that they're going to have opinions. They might even be really angry about things that we're going to change. But at no point would I ever suggest leaving children to process those feelings on their own, or without affection, or without attention, or with a blank face from parents. It's so important that they know that we're there with them in that struggle. If change has to happen, that we're absolutely with them. We're not going to just turn away and let them deal with something on their own. And of course, the bigger picture is about in 10, 20 years' time, when we have our young adults and they're going through something hard, knowing that they can come to us and that no emotion is too big. Mum and dad always know what to do. We're not going to take it personally. We're not going to get cross with them for sharing. And being available for them when they're little, of course, is where it all begins. Being available for them emotionally as well as physically. Anyway, that was just one of my musings. Let me know if you've got anything to add or your thoughts on it.